Did you know? Eating grapefruit and some other citrus fruits can interfere with many medications. Grapefruit, Seville oranges, they contain compounds called furanocoumarins. These little troublemakers block an enzyme in your gut. That enzyme normally helps break down many medicines. Without it, certain drugs can build up in your system, turning mild side effects into real problems. We're talking everything from cholesterol meds to blood pressure pills and antidepressants. Also, anti-anxiety meds, some blood thinners, and immunosuppressants. The list? Up to 85 different medications depending who you ask. And get this, even one glass of grapefruit juice can change how your body absorbs a drug. It can last for more than 24 hours. So, spacing it out doesn't really help. Bottom line, if you're on prescription meds, always double-check before adding grapefruit to the menu. Did you know? In Sweden, people who donate blood are sent a text message each time their blood saves a life. This started in Stockholm and Gothenburg back in 2012, then it spread across Sweden, and people loved it. It's been a hit, not just with donors but with healthcare staff too. People say it makes them feel genuinely appreciated, and more likely to return. Many even book another appointment after getting that message. They share screenshots online, inspiring others to roll up their sleeves. Now that's how you turn a simple donation into a nationwide ripple of kindness. Did you know? Originally bumper cars were not supposed to hit each other. The creators, Max and Harold Storer, patented them in 1920 and started the Dodgem Company in Massachusetts. Their idea was more about skillful driving. People were supposed to steer the cars around in an arena, dodging one another, hence the name Dodgems. In practice, the cars were hard to steer and control. They often moved in jerky, unpredictable ways. Instead of smoothly dodging each other, drivers ended up crashing constantly. People found the collisions much more fun than just driving around, so crashing became the whole point. By the 1930s, most amusement parks marketed bumper cars as a crashing game, not a dodging one. Some parks even redesigned arenas to encourage collisions. Today, no one goes on bumper cars to dodge. The fun is all in the chaos and bumping. Did you know? We feel hangry because it's harder for us to control our emotions when our brains are low on glucose. Glucose is brain fuel. Your brain uses up to 20% of your body's energy. When glucose levels drop from not eating, the brain has less fuel for focus and self-control. The prefrontal cortex, the part for self-control and rational thinking, is especially sensitive. With less fuel, your ability to manage frustration weakens. Irritability becomes more likely. Hunger triggers stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, and raises neuropeptide Y, a chemical linked to aggression. This combo can make you snappy or impatient. A 2014 study found people with lower glucose were more aggressive and had less impulse control. A 2018 study showed hungry people interpret situations more negatively. Hunger biases perception. In other words, don't skip meals if you want to keep your mood steady. Did you know? Cranes are built using cranes. The word crane describes a tall, elegant bird, and mega machines that lift heavy stuff on construction sites. So when someone says cranes are built using cranes, they're not just being clever, it's actually true. Those huge tower cranes you see on city skylines, they're way too massive to put together by hand. First, smaller mobile cranes are brought in, then crawler cranes arrive to help as well. They lift and assemble the big tower crane piece by piece. Once the base is up, the tower crane can climb itself. It adds new sections and grows taller as the building rises. And when the job's done, smaller cranes help take the tower crane apart again. Bonus fact, sometimes if the site is super tight, they'll even use helicopters to lift crane parts. So next time you see a crane, remember, there's always another crane behind the scenes. Did you know? Despite Mercury being the closest planet to the Sun, Venus is the warmest planet. It all comes down to atmosphere. Mercury has almost none, so it heats up to a blistering 430 degrees Celsius by day, but at night, it drops to minus 180 degrees Celsius. Venus, on the other hand, is wrapped in a super thick atmosphere, carbon dioxide. Think of it as wearing a thermal blanket made of acid clouds. Sunlight gets in, but the heat, it can't escape. Result, Venus sizzles at a toasty 465 degrees Celsius. All day, every day, even at night and at the poles. So next time you're sunbathing, just be glad you're not on Venus. Did you know? In 18th century England, having a pineapple was a symbol of wealth. Here's why this tropical treat was the ultimate status symbol. Back in the 1700s, pineapples had to survive month-long sea journeys. From the Caribbean, most didn't make it. So if you got your hands on a fresh one, you were basically royalty. England's chilly weather meant growing pineapples locally was nearly impossible, unless you built a fancy heated greenhouse called a pinery. Only the super rich could afford that. Instead of eating them, folks displayed pineapples at parties, or even rented them for the night. That's why you still see pineapples carved into gates, doorways today. A sweet reminder of prestige and hospitality. Did you know? It takes longer to drown in salt water than in fresh water. First up, fresh water. It's less salty than your blood. When you inhale fresh water, it rushes through lung membranes. Straight into your bloodstream, it dilutes your blood. It can make red blood cells burst. It scrambles your electrolytes, sometimes stopping the heart in just 2 to 3 minutes. Salt water is saltier than your blood. Instead of entering the bloodstream, it pulls water out, right into your lungs. This builds up fluid, making it harder to breathe. The process is slower. Heart trouble usually hits after 8 to 10 minutes. Here's the key: fresh water knocks out the heart faster. Salt water causes longer suffocation, but both are deadly in minutes. There's no safe kind of drowning. Fun fact, those old stories about huge differences were exaggerated, but the science is real. Did you know? About 25% of all blood from the heart goes into the kidneys. Consider the heart pumps around 5 liters of blood every minute. So roughly 1 to 1.3 liters per minute go straight to the kidneys. That's about a water bottle's worth every single minute. Why so much? Because the kidneys are the body's ultimate filtration system. They constantly filter waste, toxins, and extra water from the blood. This keeps the right balance of fluids, salts, and minerals, helps regulate blood pressure, and even produces hormones like erythropoietin for red blood cell production. Here's a kicker. Kidneys weigh less than 0.5% of your body, but they get roughly 1/4 of the heart's output. They really punch above their weight class. Did you know? The smallest thing ever photographed is the shadow of an atom. Back in 2012, Aussie scientists at Griffith University pulled off something wild. They trapped a single ytterbium atom, yep, just one, using electric fields in a gadget called an ion trap. Then they hit it with a laser, and instead of seeing the atom directly, they snapped a photo of its shadow. That shadow, only about 1 micrometer wide, 1/1,000,000th of a millimeter. Why does this matter? Because it shows how insanely precise modern physics has become. Quantum computing, nanotech, mind-blowing microscopes. Fun fact, you can't photograph an atom like a tiny marble. Atoms are smaller than visible light. So shadows and super cool science tricks are our best shot. Science, sometimes it really is all about the little things. Did you know? Animals yawn longer the larger their brains are. The length of a yawn can reveal the size of an animal's brain. Scientists like Andrew Gallup have found the bigger and more complex the brain, the longer their yawns last. Let's look at examples. Humans, about 6 seconds on average. Chimpanzees, pretty similar, long yawns too. A mouse, blink and you miss it, less than 2 seconds. Why does this happen? Yawning actually helps cool the brain and regulates alertness. A longer yawn lets in more air and stretches facial muscles. That boosts blood flow and cooling, which is especially important for big, heat-generating brains. Fun fact, yawning isn't just tiredness or boredom. Some scientists even suggest yawning could be a rough measure of brain complexity. It's a tiny window into neurobiology. So next time you yawn, remember, you might be showing off your brain power. Did you know? Both cold and warm hot showers affect the body differently, and each has its own health benefits. First up, cold showers. That shocking chill wakes up your nervous system, releasing endorphins for a major mood lift. Athletes swear by it to reduce muscle soreness and speed up recovery. It might even strengthen your immune response. Plus, it's a secret hack for healthy skin and hair, tightening pores and adding shine. Now for hot showers, your ticket to pure relaxation. The warm water soothes muscles, melts away stress, and opens pores for a deep clean. And if you're feeling stuffed up, the steam works wonders. Want the best of both worlds? Try a contrast shower, alternating between hot and cold. It's a workout for your circulation and a huge mood booster. So the bottom line, cold showers energize, hot showers relax. Did you know? Without saliva, humans are unable to taste food. Most of the chemicals that give food its flavor need to be dissolved before your taste buds can actually sense them. And that's where saliva comes in. It's like the flavor delivery service for your tongue. Without saliva, those tasty molecules can't reach your taste buds properly. So if your mouth's dry, food's going to taste pretty bland. Need proof? Folks with chronic dry mouth or xerostomia often complain that nothing tastes right, and science backs them up. In lab experiments, people with totally dry mouths could barely taste sweet, salty, sour, bitter, umami. Bonus fun fact, saliva also kicks off digestion by breaking down starches. and even helps protect your teeth, so next time you're savoring your favorite snack, thank your spit. No saliva, no flavor, it's that simple. Did you know? Only 2% of the world has green eyes. Out of every 100 people, only 2 are likely to have green eyes. Brown eyes dominate the world, think 70 to 80 out of every 100. Blue eyes? About 10. Hazel? Just 5. And gray eyes? Less than 1. So why so rare? Green eyes happen when you've got just the right amount of melanin and a bit of light-scattering magic. They're not tied to one gene, but a whole cocktail of them. Green eyes are most common in Europe, Ireland, Scotland, Iceland, and remain super rare elsewhere. Bonus, green eyes can even shift with your outfit. No wonder they're the stuff of legends. Like and subscribe for more fun facts.